And if you do the math, you know, I've seen people do trips for $2. I've seen people do trips for $4, $5. Like I never did.
Oh. We talked about this last week. Shout out to all my truckers, all the people doing some of this work. It can get real sketchy at times because you can have illegal immigrants and stuff out there driving DoorDash, and they will take these rates. All right, they'll do 23 miles for $2.60 and be out there for 25 minutes playing around.
Today's vid, I just want to talk about Instacart and DoorDash and Uber Eats and why I quit, why I gave up on all that gig stuff, because pretty much want to share my honest experience with, gig work and why I made this difficult decision to quit. Well, it really wasn't difficult. Let me be honest. It was not a difficult decision. It was honestly a no-brainer. But yeah, first, I just want to start by talking about my journey. How did I get into gig work and, what that looked like? So pretty much I started gig work back in the pandemic, 2020. I had quit my main job that was considered a 9-to-5. I quit that job during the pandemic and, I needed some extra ends. So I started to do Instacart. That was my main source of extra money, because at that time, obviously, Trump was giving us coins.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, giving us coins. She got caught up like so many women, and they're still doing this. All right, they can go out because when they signing up for these gigs and initially that first week, that first month, they full of energy. All right, they making money, they putting in the work, and they like, I can quit my job. I made $6,000 last month, whatever the case. And they start doing bonquisha math, and they say, well, it's 12 months in a year. I can make $60,000 a year easy because that was easy.
Wrong mentality. There is no easy button to life. Any thought of easy is sabotage. I've heard rumors and stories of attorneys and doctors quitting their profession, at least taking hiatus and doing gig work. Yes. So there was a time that this was a thing. But just like with Kendra, the market changes and it shifts, sometimes for the better, but in this instance, for the worse. Like she said, it was a time where I guess Ubers, they was getting that munyon, and then it shifted. So what do you do in the times of plenty? You prepare for the worst. And it takes a true entrepreneur, someone that is truly dedicated to their craft and to their passion, to think that way. Times is good. Like Miss X, I'm making $6,000 a month at least. Let me keep that going and prepare for when that's not the case. They don't do that. And now we are here.
Coins from Trump. And, I started doing the gig work on the side. And I would go out and I would do Instacart probably for like 6 to 8 hours a day, and I would make good money. I would make tips. I enjoyed it. Honestly, it felt like a little game, especially when I was doing Instacart, because it's like you got to find what this person wants and you pretty much have to, deliver the food to them. And it started off as being like a little game to me, honestly. And that's kind of what I liked about it. Then my friend got me hip on Uber Eats and DoorDash. She's like, oh yeah, you don't even got to shop for their stuff. You can just go to the restaurant, pick it up. It's a lot faster than going in the store, shopping for this person, carrying all these groceries. I'm like, okay, bet. That sounds like an even better. Don't mind my hair. I'm looking.
Look at this. Look, this woman got a sticker on her face, a tattoo of Nefertiti. Who that? I see Egyptian statue. And here we got Blind Bonquisha's leading the Blind Bonquishas. He said, I was doing Instacart, but then my friend told me about Uber Eats. And yeah, she said, you don't even got to shop. This is the easiest money I've made since I sold my Kudakata. Only thing easier than this is giving gak. And she said, I don't like the taste of meat. So this is the easiest thing for her to do.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka! Again, that word easy. I don't hate much. I hate the word easy. I hate the word can't. Don't like it in the context of something you can't do. Stop looking for stuff to get easy. That is detrimental. You don't ever, especially men, don't look for things to get easy. Look for you to become hardened and used to whatever the task is. Not it being easy. Competence gets compensated. You're not competent doing something that's an easy task. That's why AI taking y'all jobs. Stop looking for easy. Look for difficult. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's how you get success. Looking for easy, you become an indentured servant. Very easy.
Little ratchet today. That sounds like an even better, idea, because I can just go in, show them my phone, and, they'll give me the person's food, and then I can just drop it off to them 15, 20 minutes flat. A lot easier than spending 15, 20 minutes shopping for this person's groceries. So then I signed up with Uber Eats, and Uber Eats was, okay. It was exactly what I expected it to be. And yeah, at first during that time in 2020, I was making a decent amount of money doing, gig work and that such, since it was still the pandemic. And, people were happy that she was literally bringing their food to the door. This is something that the world never experienced. We never had it to where, you can place your order for any type of restaurant and it get delivered to your door within, the hour. And a lot of people were doing that. So I did gig work probably until about 2022. I took a break. One of my old bosses hit me up and offered me another job. So I did go back into the field, still would dip and dab into.
Yeah, one of my old bosses. Where? At Magic City? Yeah, Magic City called back after the C-19. They say, look, no more mask. All right, we bringing the gentlemen back into the club. All the gentlemen in the gentlemen's club. He said, they called me back. I went back, start popping this thing.
Shoot, Bonquisha was double dipping, huh? Bonquisha sitting there shaking a tail feather, and then when the club went out, she turned on her app. She said, who needed a ride home? Yeah, listen. That's how you hustle. That's what I'm talking about. Some straight Wolf of Wall Street grind to the sun go down, my baby. But she ain't on that kind of time. Yeah.
Doing Uber Eats, doing Instacart here and there. And yeah, so that's pretty much like the story, how I got involved into Uber Eats and DoorDash. Yeah, so that's pretty much my story about that. And up till now, I still sometimes I'll go out and do Uber Eats. I'll still go out and do Instacart, but honestly, the money is not moneying no more. Like the game has changed. Like it don't even be worth it to even do DoorDash or Uber Eats or Instacart anymore. Like you're scraping the pot. The amount of hours that you have to work to get a decent amount of money, like I would never. Here, let me rewind. Back in like 2021, I didn't have to go out for 8 hours. Like that was not even a thing. I would go out for either 4 to 6 hours and bring home over $100 each.
Yeah. We keep hearing the same thing over and over. It's becoming a theme that these people are going out and they are making $100 is the quota. So the last woman was up here. They keep saying, I can go out for 4 hours and make $100. Now they got to go out for 10 hours, 12 hours, and make $80. And they like, we scraping the bottom. Go get a job. Like seriously, if you're working 12 hours on, they're doing more than that, because if you switching apps, you can stay out there for much longer than 12 hours. And here's where we at.
Come on, man. See that $100. I'm so triggered. That was they mecca. I'm gonna go out here and make $100 and go home. That's your problem. You see, that's looking a gift horse in the mouth. Oh, I can make $100. I had an associate that was moving like that. He got on my nerves. I swear to goodness. He was always asking for money and stuff. I'm triggered. I remember he was out doing Uber and stuff. And he said, yeah. He said, I'm done for the day. I said, why? It wasn't even 12 noon. It was some snowstorm or something. He said, I made $100. It was a surge. I said, if you made $100 in 45 minutes, go make $700 in 7 hours. What are we talking about? But that's y'all problem. Y'all complacent. Nah, I'm good, little $100. Ain't factoring in fuel costs. Ain't factoring the fact that you wearing down them tires, brakes about to need fixing, and you can't service your car. I'm triggered. Y'all need to stop.
That part. So yeah, this the second woman as we documenting these Uber Eats and all of this. They keep coming up here saying, because they've been doing it for years. That's part of it as well. These are not people that are just signing up because you don't know what you don't know. But they like, I've been doing this for past 5 or 6 years, and I noticed that we scraping the bottom. Ain't no money out here.
That's the chat saying, get a job.
Easy, because the orders would just keep coming in. People was actually more willing to give you a tip, like I said back then, or they would give you some type of treat or something like that. Anything, they would give you different stuff. I've gotten a gift card before, so you know, you would get stuff from doing Uber Eats at that time in the world.
And I would say 2 things is true. You know, you hear tales from both sides. A lot of people are saying this, but there are people who saying they are making money. So I guess you got to have, we talked about this last time, you got to have a plan. Some of these women will just go out any time of day doing anything. They be out there at 2 p.m. trying to do DoorDash. That's not a good time. You done miss lunchtime and it's before dinner time. You got to have some kind of plan.
There you go. And yeah, shout out to Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh at night, shoot, that's where you're going to make the most money, but you're also going to take on the most headache. Yeah, you got to cut easy out of your business plan. Looking for easy gets you broke. Plain and simple. Stop it. Stop looking for easy.
Fast forward to now when you do Uber Eats and Instacart, I do not remember the last time I gotten a tip that was cash. I do not remember the last time I pulled up to someone's house, dropped their groceries, and they're like, here's $20, here's $10. I know people say that they still get them. I guess it has to do with, you know, probably the area that they live in. And if that person is, you know, friendly and wants to actually give a cash tip. But everything has died down with, you know, that era of Instacart and DoorDash and Uber Eats. Like, I've seen this TikTok, and y'all probably seen it before. I'm gonna put a little clip right here on the screen.
You told Uber you didn't get your food?
So pretty much, this girl, she ordered food from Uber Eats or DoorDash. I don't know which one, but this video has since gone viral.
So I'm doing Uber Eats, and Lastasia decided to say she didn't get her food. Lastasia, you told Uber you didn't get your food? Look at your drink right there. You must want to be internet famous today, huh, baby? I'm at work, please. I don't care. I'm at work.
There we go. Shout out to Bonquisha. She at work with that damn wrap on her head, doing some kind of clerical work with that tattoo. She must came in through the temp agency. All right. Yeah, we understand. Bonquisha, here we go. If y'all just come in, she ordered Uber food, but her food got delivered, but she told the app that it didn't. So they would give her a refund on her money. And she got said refund. And the driver came back and say, oh, so I didn't just bring your damn food in here?
She said, I'm at work. I'm poor. What do you want from me? Huh? Listen here, folks, little rabbit hole. This is part of the plan for the sick and poor to eat the sick and poor. You see what's happening? This sister doing gig work. She down bad, i.e. sick and poor. And look who is cheating her, the sick and the poor. And they about to squabble over it while the fat cats is up on the mountain laughing. This is part of the plan. The ignorance, pure ignorance engulfing ignorance. It's only gonna get worse.
Yeah, sitting there drinking that damn soda pop. Like, she come back in there. She said, what's that drink right there I just brought in here?
Every time y'all drink a soda pop, one hair follicle falls out up here around y'all hairline. Women and men. Every time y'all drink a soda pop, y'all lose a hair. Now, that's what I put on y'all. All right.
2 kids. I make $2 a trip. $2. And you gonna lie and say I didn't bring your food when your McDonald's cup right there? That's fine. That's fine. Well, guess what? You go on social media I'm going to add all your job information and all that. And I'm calling back up. Matter of fact, what's your manager? Yes, she is.
My manager's not here.
Well, I need to speak with somebody that's not you.
She would have taken it right now.
Okay, I'll wait. That's bold. And if you believe in God, I will repent. Lying and stealing is a sin.
That is bold as hell. Here we are. She delivered her food. Pay attention. I hope anybody out there doing DoorDash, pay attention. I would say get a notebook. Make sure y'all know where y'all delivering this stuff in case somebody do y'all like this. Double back on them. Let them know it's real. Don't do nothing crazy, but, I don't know.
Yeah, no, there you go. When you drop them off, you drop off your food and you look at the subject receiving said food and you start seeing upper body tattoos, egregious builds, bonnets, hair, scarves, fingernails, Lakers in 5. Like Mistake said, just make a quick note so you can have a chance to get a little bit of peaceful justice like this sister did. Internet famous. Y'all got to stop this. Shout out to y'all gig workers. Y'all all got to move like this in a safe way. You know what I mean? Y'all got to start putting them on blast. Otherwise, they're going to continue to do this to y'all. And y'all going to continue to be mad and broke.
You taking food out my kid's mouth. And I'm so glad that I'm safe enough and comfortable enough with myself because I'm a recovering alcoholic and that could have set me back. You don't know what people going through. And it's not okay. It's not. You're not even trying to apologize or anything. So what? You already called out and you're basically saying you did it. You're not saying it.
And Bonquisha ain't doing nothing. She on the thing doing, what is it? ASDF, JKL semicolon. She keep hitting the same buttons over and over. Yeah. And it looked like a wedding ring on her finger. I don't know.
Oh boy, her husband is pathetic. Brother, do you know your wife is at work stealing food? I bet you don't know. She didn't go home and tell her husband that. Hey, babe, yeah, I scammed DoorDash today, being just blowed out and lazy and egregious. I bet she didn't tell that at all. And she shared it with her work husband. Tell the truth, Bonquisha.
False. So the right thing to do would be to apologize, right? Right, okay.
Order food, and then she lied and said that she never received her food. So the driver who delivered her food came back to her job and was like, hey, I delivered your food. There's your McDonald's cup right there. Why did you say that you didn't get this food? Because the driver does not receive the money, y'all. So if someone says that they didn't receive what you picked up, their order, or you forgot something, or you didn't drop it off, you will not get paid for that order. And that's like, pretty much a waste of time. And a lot of people are saying that this is happening to them. Like, it's becoming a thing where people are saying that they're not getting their order just to receive like their credit back or their money back on their card. Like, if you gotta play that game, like, you are a real piece of work for real, because some people that are doing Uber Eats and doing, gig work, they're doing it off the strength that they need it. Like, a lot of people that's doing gig work, they're not doing it just to have fun. It's not like a fun thing. They're doing it because they really need the work. They need the money. They need the work and the money. And I just think that's so wrong that somebody would even do that to somebody. It just blows my mind. And I feel bad for that girl, because I guess whatever app that she was using, they suspended her from that app. Another thing is burnout. Like, I feel so freaking burned out when I do Uber.
And this is what I was hitting on when I said that first month, 2 months, you full of piss and vinegar. You want to go out every day. You can't get enough. And then you experience burnout. You get tired of sitting in that car for hours, smelling funky people and whatever. All right. Out in the cold, whatever you got to do. Bonquisha said, I start getting burnt out.
And this here gig work like this, I think it's imperative that we learn the markets that these gig jobs appeal to. Who is this most beneficial to? Like I've said it before, somebody doing Uber or Lyft, I would say be a younger man or somebody established. You either about retired or you young and you got good help and assistance and you know how to work on your own vehicle. so you can make a profit and keep your costs of operation low. But these sisters, folks, just especially these women, just jumping into these gig work and they depend on a vehicle. My goodness, they putting all these miles on them and they ain't doing none of the work. Brake change for all around, that's $500 at a dealership. And they can't depend on back alley Greg because he don't do it in time. They need it done now. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to have a system. You got to think it through. You got to think about the bad things. That's what's wrong with the gynocracy. Y'all think hashing out the bad stuff that could happen is negative thinking. No, that's how you stop the bad stuff from happening.
And like I said, for the people out there who has never done it or who is not familiar with the gig apps, most of them, virtually all of them, you can get paid same day or within 24 hours. That's the allure. So a lot of times a woman like her, when they first start doing it, if you do it, you go out and make $400. You go home, you got $400 in your account the next day. All right. Bonquisha telling her friends now, girl, I made $400, and people don't believe her. And she's doing it every day, hustling and bustling. And I made $250 this day, $300 every day. That money in your account, when it's going good.
And you driving around, and it's only going to take one serious repair, timing chain, some type of transmission service, top end engine work. You talking about thousands of dollars, and they ain't saving anything because they ain't in no position and they're not respecting the grind. And if it all comes crumbling down quick, the last sister said she went through how many cars? 4 to 5 vehicles. Correct us when we wrong. Yeah,
like we said, it could be a great thing for a side hustle. You saving up for a kid's birthday party or trying to buy new car, house, whatever. Extra income you can make some. But when these women like her probably got kids and they trying to do this, and I got to go pick the kids up from daycare and do all this, it's too much.
I remember I was in Philly and we seen a Uber Maybach. I thought that was weird, but now it kind of makes sense. I guess if you rich and you bored and you're like, shoot, I'm about to go do Uber Black and just drive around and flex on people with my Maybach.
And shout out to Uncle Diggity. See what I'm saying? This is where we start going down rabbit holes. And listen, this ain't no shot at you. It's just, this is what Bonquisha will sit back and break her calculator out. And she said, I made $275 a day, pretty much, give or take. That's $100,000 a year. If you work 365 days a year and you make that every day, it's a literal thing.
Literal. At $300 a day, that's 8-10 hours. You know what I mean?
Well, they are telling us they are working 12 hours and barely making $100. Some of them.
Y'all ain't gonna do that. That's every day. That's a different kind of discipline. I don't know. Wow. Okay. I don't know.
Freaking burned out when I do gig work. Like, I am tired. Like, my legs be hurting, the sun be a shining, I be hot, I be bothered, I be hungry, and it's just like, it's just, I'm overstimulated when I do gig work. I used to be.
And also, it's a man thing. What are these women doing when they got to use the bathroom? Like, a man can get out, run behind a tree, maybe keep a bottle in the car, whatever he got to do. Different. Is more than one way to skin the cat for a man. For a woman, you got to find a toilet.
Yeah, or do you? Tell you what, man, and I'm insulted and triggered as a man that's been an outdoor laborer all my life. I was been a field ninja all my life until we found YouTube. Y'all know we was general contractors. She up here talking about she hot, bothered, musty, and disgusted. You sitting in an air-conditioned car. You jumping out for a short time going into Wendy's and getting Bonquisha's 4 for 4. And you see how she just complained like she was out here working on the street crew. It's hot, the sun out. You are in an air-conditioned car. You got leather seats. Like, I'm over it. That is supposed to be one of the perks of gig work. I would imagine you in the confines of your space. It's your area. You should be most comfortable, but you complain about this. Y'all ungrateful.
to the point where, you know, if someone would call me and I'm on a trip or if I'm on a batch, I would not even want to talk to this person on the phone, because I tell myself in my head that this person is going to interrupt my time. I need to hurry up and get this order. Like, that's what I would tell myself. So when I would do gig work a lot, I would literally shut off the world. I wouldn't be on social media. I would just be focused on that person's order and that person's order only. I would neglect calls that I was receiving from friends and family members, because I have such a one-track mind that, you know, I like to focus on the task at hand. I don't like to be juggled and, you know, talking to somebody on the phone and this is going on in my life and this and that. Like, look, I'm trying to get this order so I can get these coins. That's the only focus that I had when I was doing, you know, gig work.
And there you go. And like y'all saying, most people, they don't account for the gas, which is minimum. Like, the gas ain't as much as you would think. You know what I mean? If they go out and make $300, they ain't gonna spend 150 on gas. They might spend 50 or 40 or 30, you know, depending on where they live in proximity to a big city. They might live right in the heart and don't spend very little. You'll be surprised. It just depends. And so there's that. And then they don't pay taxes, Mr. Walker. That's the other side. So they get paid same day, and Bonquisha never files this income.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. And we talked about that, kind of joked about it, watching Kendra, saying every person come present they're an entrepreneur, say, hey, yeah, that's nice. Have you filed your taxes? That should be a barrier to entry. You're an entrepreneur. That's fine. Have you let Uncle Sam know you're an entrepreneur, man? Yeah, all that.
And after a while, I realized that it was taking up too much time. Like, it's not enough bang for your buck. You're driving, there's gas involved, there's money involved, because honestly, the first couple of trips that you do, I don't know how the, you know, Uber driver work. I never did the driver app. I'm strictly talking about the delivery ones. But the first couple orders that you do is honestly going to your gas tank, period, point blank. Like, that first $20, $30, that's your fuel for that day, like driving around. So the first couple of trips, they really don't even count. And if you do the math, you know, I've seen people do trips for $2. I've seen people do trips for $4, $5. Like, I never did.
Oh. We talked about this last week. Shout out to all my truckers, all the, you know, people doing some of this work. It can get real sketchy at times, because you can have illegal immigrants and stuff out there driving DoorDash, and they will take these rates. All right, they'll do 23 miles for $2.60 and be out there for 25 minutes playing around. Yeah, and hoping on a tip. Like, man, I sure hope they tip me. Right? And then they tip you $2. Now you're really mad. But the $2 tip was actually gracious.
Oh, gotta find something better. Been there, done that. You know, worked at the water authority and just wasn't okay with the rates, if you will. And you just leave. You find something better. You dare to take on discomfort, and you dare to find something better, or you remain complacent and you take $2.62 to drive 7.4 miles. What's the rate for truck drivers? Don't they typically want to get what, like 75? I don't know. This is old,
you know, like at least like $2, $3 a mile.
Call it $2 a mile. Let's, you said on the bottom end, keeping it respectful. What's 262? Man, that's cents on the mile. Pathetic.
So here we are. Look at that trip. $4 for 33 minutes is $5. They let you know how long it's going to be. Who in the hell is minimum? That's insane. But if somebody takes it, if I'm Manuel, right, and my cost of living, my bills ain't your bills. My anxiety ain't your anxiety. I can raise my family on $50 a day. You need $200 a day. Uber Eats don't care.
So you touched on something. You said Manuel and them. And Manuel, he working on his own car for sure, or his brother or his cousin or his daddy or his granddad is. Somebody working on his car at little to no cost. Maybe a case of beer. Manuel showed back up with cases of icy light, and he like, hey, Papa, I need new brakes. He grab him a beer and change his brakes. He could take $4.05. Bonquisha can't. Y'all laugh at these wild immigrants, but they hustle is hard.
Like I never did trips that low ever. A lot of people do them though, but I've never done a trip for $2, $4, or $5. The least amount that I probably took was maybe $7. Honestly, $7 I've done trips for, but I feel like now when you log in, you're just seeing like such low budget freaking orders. They're just low budget, and then there's the tip baiting where they'll put like this amount and that amount. It's just, you know, I'm just out the game. I'm out. I give up, and yeah, I don't want to do this shit no more. Period, point blank. I don't want to do the shit no more. It's too much. It's just too hard. And also, I remember a time where I clicked on a batch and it had me go on a freaking toll road, and they'll pay you like maybe like an extra $1 or $2 for going on this toll road. But I was so freaking pissed, and the reason why I was so pissed is because where I live, the tolls do not charge you. Like when you pull up to the toll, you don't give them money. You just drive straight through the toll, and you know, they'll send you a bill in the mail. But when they send you that bill in the mail, if you miss that payment that they sent you in the mail by a month, by a week or such, whatever, you missed the payment, they will literally tag on like an extra $50. They'll tag on like a lot just for you missing that payment. And it's just literally highway robbery. So, you know, always pay attention. Always pay attention to what you're accepting. And that definitely happened to me. Like, honestly, I realized that I was working harder and making less. And, you know, I felt like shit. After I get done with running around all day for everybody else and then coming home and having to do stuff around my own house and get everything together, it just was just like a mental strain on me.
They tired. She just want to live a soft life. That's it. At this point, she want one of you beta simps to come, put a ring on it, and pay her bills.
A lot of us ain't got, shout out to everybody that ain't got no easy pass, include me. We all done got those, done drove through a toll or something. I go pick up my coach and I got to drive through a toll, and you get it mailed to you. She complaining about late fees, again, that she can control. She said, if you don't pay your bill for a month, they'll tack on an extra fee. Well, how about you just pay it on time? Why do melanated folks not understand the rules of this game? One thing you should do is pay your bills on time. Paying your bills on time will not make your credit any better. Not paying them on time will murder your credit score. Pay your bills on time. She talking about the toll folks. That's where I got that. It's unfortunate from going through the toll, and I forgot my slip, and I tried to halfway complain to the clerk, and she said, you'll remember next time, won't you? And I said, yes. It's unfortunate for me.
Yes. So here we are. You got these bonquishas. They all want to quit doing gig work. Well, here's the deal. Go get a job. KFC hiring.
Too embarrassing. She know people that might come in there, Mr. X. Can't hurt her pride, you know.
I'd rather get a part-time job and clock in and drive to that location, work my 6, 7 hours, 8 hours, whatever, and clock out and drive home and know that I have a check coming. Like, honestly, like the advice that I would give somebody that's, you know.
And one thing I heard, shout out to Jay Prince, Cash App is giving out loans. Drop a 1 in the chat if you got a Cash App loan. All right. Yeah, Jay Prince said they was giving him like $200 at a time. There was somebody else, he said somebody else got 400. They're offering loans. Drop a 1, just trying to see something.
Predatory. Extremely
Yeah,
predatory.
they gave Jay Prince $200. That's wild.
So predatory. My mama called me. She said, hey, is it EV? Y'all stop. Y'all lying. I don't believe y'all gonna make me stroke out. No, y'all not. No, you're not. You lying.
Okay. I was just trying to see something.
Y'all, I don't believe y'all. Y'all putting up numbers. Somebody got 2,500. Tay, what y'all doing? What you doing? What's the rate? No, that's fine. Cause yeah, that's all right. What's the rate? What they charging you for this loan? $1 on the dollar. Y'all do see? Y'all do understand? What is it? 29 or some point. For one, I thought it wasn't supposed to go past 24 some percent. 29%. That's dang near $1 on the dollar. It's wicked math. I know it don't sound like it, but go off. Enjoy your loan.
Wanting to do gig work or anything like that, I say track your expenses. Like, seriously, know how much money you're spending, know how much money you're making. And especially before you take these trips, before you pick a $2 order, is it really worth the $2? Like, you know what I mean? And don't rely on it as your only income, because gig work is just like, it should be used as a stepping stone when you're falling on hard times, and you know you can make money. But more power to anybody who does this full time and likes it. If that's what you like, do you. I'm nobody to say don't work here, don't do DoorDash, don't do Uber Eats. Do what makes you, comfortable. But gig work is not for everybody, and it damn sure wasn't for me. And yeah, it will really wear and tear your mental health. It will wear and tear your car, your vehicle, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Also, I do know that there are other apps like for medical couriers, and I think there's one called Roadie, to where you can do like other stuff other than delivering food. You might get like a box of freaking wood.
Look at it, Roadie. Yeah, it's all kind of, Task Rabbit. Bonquisha gonna come to your house and put together a table and F it up. Yeah, they said it was easy money. I just showed up with a screwdriver and a hammer.
Hey, I might still have that download, the Handyman app. Yeah, I remember business was slow for me and Mr. X, and I was going through trying to find new clients, and I seen the Handyman app, and that's okay. I said, me and Mr. X, we overqualified for this. We'd knock this out. And I started going through, looking at the prices. They wanted, where my Pittsburgh folks at? They wanted you to drive 40. They wanted you to drive an hour, 15 minutes to East Pittsburgh, somewhere, Charleroi, somewhere, to mount a TV for $45. What? Like, the price was all wonky. And then they would come across, and maybe a good one would come, but it would be gone in an instant. And the only thing that'd be sitting there, a little $25. You will make $7 in profit after you done driving and mounting that TV and having that woman talk to you the whole time.
That part. And like we say, get it how you live. If you got a good system in place and you making money, salute to you. But this woman, they talking about doing like Roadie. That's for like people with pickup trucks. And you go to like Home Depot and you might have to deliver some wood or, stuff like that. More big box stores going to pick up big items, dressers and sheds, and dropping them off. Different apps. They got all kind of apps out here now.
See what I'm saying? Like I said, you got two, high school kids, break, or college kids. Somebody done gifted them a nice truck or van and let them go ahead and make some money. That makes sense. They don't mind driving and mounting the TV $45. That's gonna get them a little boost for the weekend. That's who this stuff is for, not women trying to support 3 nug kids
and deliver the wood to somebody. And I've heard that they make pretty decent money doing like trips like that. Plus, like the medical courier, you might have to bring some type of medication or vials to somewhere. And I've heard that
not so simple. Now you want to get on board with the medical people. Now you got to pass background checks and drug tests. You got to do a drug test. Bonky said, I ain't peeing in no cup. You got to do a background check. You can't just start picking up people's medications. There's levels to all this. So they just be talking.
If they start letting folks come in that failed drug tests, do you not understand? See, Bonquisha don't understand. They don't understand open up Pandora's box. Because you like, all I do is, chief on a little bit of God's grass. And Mr. Fentanyl will come and say, well, shoot, if she can get in, why can't I get in? And you see how that snowballs out of control real fast.
They get paid. I've heard that they get paid pretty decent. There's other options other than, you know, Uber Eats and DoorDash and Instacart. There's just so many other options than those, and they're becoming just such a low grade. They're like low level, like they're almost like lower than freaking McDonald's, if you ask me, because I've seen some McDonald's workers get paid a decent amount of money before. I definitely have. And, you know, compared to DoorDash, compared to
you a lie, and the truth ain't in you.
Listen, this is not the time in history to be single. One of y'all said that the other night. It's paramount for some of y'all to find a good husband. He is not going to be a six-figure man. He might be a 30K, 40K man, and you better love his dirty draws. This is the reality. She talking about going to work at McDonald's because she heard they make good money. Huh?
You a liar.
That's a lie.
See, if she had a man, she could sit here and bounce these ideas off, get some good constructive criticism that comes with that Y chromosome that y'all sisters ain't got, and she could be on to greener pastures. But now, she up here thinking about going ahead and bringing the McRib back. Don't know about that. See, why not go ahead and try to go stock shelves at like Wally World or Costco or something? Some of them jobs pay upwards of $25 an hour. You see what I'm saying? That's way more than you making this gig work. We seen the rates. Y'all making minimum wage, PA style, $7 and some change an hour. That's how Uber Eats and them doing, y'all. That's real bad. Go stock shelves. Take boxes, take them from the floor, put them on the top shelf like men do. It's easy, actually.
And you know what's crazy is she sat here and said she down so bad, she about to go work at McDonald's. If you ask this same woman, would you date a man that works at McDonald's? She would say, hell no, as if she's better than him.
You and Calvin working at Whack Arnold's can take over the hood. Y'all don't, that's what y'all don't understand. Sisters, when y'all got a man by your side, you don't have a need to try to impress other people that you don't like by buying these shiny trinkets that you can't afford. You and your man could be sitting in y'all apartment, sharing a couple chicken wings, some rice, and a can of corn, and hunching and enjoying life for the moment. Y'all in y'all poverty hunch season, but now you just in poverty and desperation season.
The Uber Eats, it's like you're literally scraping the pot. Also, there's been times where I've made, wait, let me turn the air off. There's been times where I've made maybe $240 one day. The next day I try to go out and make the same amount, and I might only end up with maybe $40 because I'm just sitting around and I give up and I just want to go home. Like, the money is so inconsistent. It's very, very inconsistent. There's good days, there's bad days, and yeah, just know that.
And ain't nothing like that. So that gotta mess with your mind. You gotta have a strong mind to do that. Because you go out one day, you make, like she said, $200-300 easily. You like, man, that went smooth. I can't wait till tomorrow. Then the next day you go out and that first hour or two is rough as hell. And you're like, yesterday was easy. And like she said, they give up after and they go home, $40. Yeah, it's over.
Listen here. Like the chat saying, you can make money here, but stop looking for easy. Look for a system. Find a niche. Find like this. You are self-employed. Make it your business, man. I know personally, I'm more of a neat freak, a clean guy. So if I'm doing this, I'm waxing my whip, keeping it clean. I'm gonna respect my vehicle, so you gonna respect it if you're doing an Uber and Lyft hustle. But they see, that's the thing. They won't even do that. She said she never did it. They want the easy stuff. They don't want to deal with customer service. They just want to go pick up inanimate objects, wood, or Five Guys burgers, and deliver them on the doorstep and walk away. Y'all, they ain't want no money.
Well, here we go. Bonquisha down bad. Leon, we got one.
Savor, Leon.
This right here will get me some pee tonight. But I don't want it. Not for this. Not with this. Fuck that. I don't want no pussy with this. This right here is paper. You want to? That's my rent. Hold on.
Yeah, Ninja. Yeah, I was about to say, tear it up in little pieces. Yeah, set it on fire.
This right here
Do it.
This right here.
Do it.
This right here